for my book. And when I'm through making the list, then I look for the beginning place and I look for the ending place. And then I try to, maybe the first chapter is on the second page. And I write one and I put a circle around it. And then I look for the second place. I look for logical sequence. How do the themes connect together? And so that's what I do is I look through my list and I write that way. The last book I wrote, the last one was on raising children, raising giant killers. The one before that I wrote called The Way of Life. And I started to write the outline and I actually felt a check. It's hard to explain, but oftentimes when I teach, I don't know what I'm going to teach till I'm in the pulpit.
Yep, right.
Or right before I go up. And it's in that moment, he shows me a divine reasoning. And
Wow.
I'll follow his train of thought. And when I wrote that book, I felt like I was to write that book the same way.
Wow.
And so I felt like I would quench him if I went by my outline. So I would write what was in my heart, and then I'd pause, and the next step would come. And so that's how I wrote that one.
Good. Okay. And then you said when you're preaching, sometimes it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes before you get a word from the Lord.
Yeah. Most of the time, I don't have notes, and I don't study to teach. I only study to learn, and I study to learn so that I can experience in my life, in my heart, so that when it's time to teach, I just try to see what he's drawing out of my heart, what I have the faith for, and that's what I will concentrate on. But I don't, outlines mess me up. I tend to rely on them too much.
Wow.
I lose my train of thought. They just don't work for me. Most everybody around me, except for Eric, my son, functions with brilliant outlines, and they do a good job. And I recommend to our students, use the outline, do whatever you need to do. But for me, it just works better if I just get my heart full and then wait before the Lord and see what he highlights.
Here, let me ask you this question. You talked about how do you begin. How do you know when to end when you're speaking? What comes in your heart to ask for a response in prayer or whatever? How does that work?
That's a good question. It just feels complete. You know, you never finish a subject, so it's not that. But it just feels like sometimes I feel like they can't handle any more than what I just gave them.
Got
If
it.
they've paid attention to what I just said, that'll keep them busy for a while. Other times I have that sense. If I keep talking, I'll actually negatively affect what they've already heard. Not because it's contradictory, but just because it's too much. It's overload. So it's just wisdom to learn when to stop.
Okay, thank you so much,
Yeah, you
Bill.
bet,
God
you bet.
bless you.